at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Let me get your thoughts on that. What you think about the fight?
It was a very good fight. I throw props to Bivol. He did his thing. It shocked so many people around the world. No one expected. I'm not going to say no one, but the majority of the fight fans, everybody was picking Canelo to win the fight. No one was giving Bivol any credit prior to coming into the fight. But again, styles make fights. He was a bigger guy. He stuck to a tremendous game plan, and he came out victorious.
With Bivol's victory, where do you think that Canelo goes next in particular? Do you think that his management team drops him in there for a rematch with Bivol, or do you think that they go hunt for somebody like Triple G?
Well, that's a no-brainer. To go back to do what you just did, and I can't see him beating him. I just can't. That's just my opinion. I just can't see, after watching Bivol and his style match up with Canelo, I just can't see that. But again, that's not. I don't have no horse in that race, so it don't matter what he does. But again, they picked Bivol for a reason, but they miscalculated that. Trust and believe that, because they took shorter money to fight him as opposed to the offers that were on the table for Charlo, Benavidez, all of that.
And I wanted to touch on that. Last week, I interviewed Jamal Charlo, and he and I spoke about that along with Sam Watson. And they were just as shocked, I think, as everybody was with him turning down $50 million. Was that close to $50 million?
Yeah, I don't.
Those fights, that's a lot of money. Do you think that there was a method to, excuse me for using your own word, but his madness for not taking that bout? Do you think there was something that he saw in the Charlo Benavidez package that he just didn't like?
In the package?
Yeah.
Or the fight?
In either or.
I'm telling you now, I've been involved with this sport for a very, 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 very long time. They took the Bivol fight. I'm gonna just cut straight to the chase. I don't give a what nobody else is saying out there about that chasing the greatness, all that. That just sounds good. But at the end of the day, Canelo is a tremendous fighter. He's been the best fighter in the world based upon what he's been able to do. But they took that Bivol fight with the expectation of obviously winning the fight. Okay? It was, in their mind, it was the lesser fight. Lesser meaning the
path of least resistance.
Thank you. And I'm saying thank you. You took the words right out of my mouth.
Understood. And lastly, I'd like to get your opinion on, we just saw Jermell Charlo, take all the belts at 154 and become undisputed in the division with the sensational KO of Brian Castagna in the 10th round last weekend. Let's go back to that fight. Leonard, tell me what you thought.
Tremendous fight. Props to DJ. Obviously, right now, again, and I've always thought that he was, if not the best, one of the best trainers in the entire world, and he's getting the opportunity to prove that. Props to Mel. Mel is a tremendous fighter. He's very determined. I love the fact that he has a chip on his shoulder. That's my kind of guy. I love guys that like that. It's us against the world. And because I know how the media treats certain guys. They give favoritism towards certain guys, and then and I, like I said, I'm gonna say it again. I love the fact that he has a chip on his shoulder, and he goes out there and he finds a way to get the job done. And props to him. He's a tremendous fighter. He went out there. He's the undisputed champion at that weight. Proud of my brother. He signed with the promoter. Don't know what the he's doing. Okay, he's off over $1 billion and still hasn't built one star in the United States. Okay, I know that we have biased people in the media. I know they only want certain fighters. They even was going to say, "Oh, he would beat Floyd Mayweather." Get the out of here. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but they have this certain favorites, and that part's okay because at the end of the day, they can't stop nothing over here. We're gonna keep doing exactly what we do. We're gonna continue to build our fighters, put on these big ass events, and be very successful.
There's always talk about the side of the ultimately had to go to that side of the street. They want the same. You know, they say, okay, we'll make a fight. You got to come with us. You know, he had to go to top rank.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I commend Bill and them. They're chasing greatness, and they're chasing him being the top guy in their minds with holding the hardware. You know, at the end of the day, you know, Tank has been the biggest attraction without all of this. You know what I'm saying? And to answer your question, do I think he beats Cambosis? Yes, I do. Yes, I do think he has every tool there is to be successful and come out a winner in that fight, in the ring. But the question is going to be is that, do they give him the fight? That's what it's going to come down to. Devin has a tremendous amount of skills, and again, matching up with Cambosis. And see, this is the funny thing. Nobody's fucking talking about George prior to the T.O. fight. That this is what I'm saying. This is why, not all, a lot of these guys are faking the media. They love to hate the guys who align with certain guys. You gotta remember this. We're the only black-owned company in the entire sport. You gotta remember that. And it's the reason why we catch flack and this and that. And it's like it's just how life is. But we understand what it is and just keep moving. I'm one of the few people who understand what the business is. Yeah, so I know what kind of money's involved. And sometimes these fights, and I'm not suggesting this fight at all, ain't as big as people think it is. Because again, it's like we use Canelo as a prime example. Here it is, he's the number one pound for pound guy, the biggest attraction in the sport. And he just did 300,000 buys. Forget what that clown's saying. They did. I know what the number was. You know what I mean? It's like,
what was that number again, Leonard?
Huh?
What was that number again?
A little over 300,000. A little over 300. The satellite and the cable combined itself, which traditionally has been the two biggest pieces of what you do, how you determine, was about 125,000. And trust and believe this, we already know how the loudmouth is. If they would get 600,000 is a tremendous number. If they'd have did 600,000, he'd have been screaming and yelling that last week.
You think Canelo can win a rematch with Bivol?
No. Can't beat him.
What if people think I'm
Can't beat him.
Why?
Can't beat him. Styles make fights, and no matter what he does, the guy's big and strong, and he's not just gonna stand there. He's just not gonna stand there. And all the tricks that Canelo do, it's like he has experience too, you know. And he took advantage of timing, and he has a very good jab. He's the bigger, stronger guy too. So everything that Canelo was trying to close the gap and do different things that we see he do against other fighters. And again, I've always thought he's a tremendous fighter.